Lumara serves people of all ages who are coping with serious illness, grief and loss. Lumara means bringing light to grief and sorrow, which is what we're trying to do here. In my mind, that journey begins for the family in a very significant way at the time of death. The best way to help is to give the whole family an opportunity to grieve and to be honored in their grief, but also to improve their ways of understanding each other. Love for me is like the ground of everything. It's the reason we do what we do. We have loved people and lost them, and we are inspired by them, and we want the world to continue with them in our hearts. It is obviously the end of a physical relationship, but it's not the end of a love story. We believe in their resilience, and we see their resilience. You see the light in people, and you're willing to patiently sometimes wait and walk with them as that light begins to grow again. And so we have hope, and we know that things can move. That's why belief in hope and resiliency are important.
And being able to bring things like this back into the life where it's enjoyable, where they're throwing basketballs around, they're getting chased by volunteers and giggling, I feel like it helps to bring that color back into a life that can sometimes feel black and white.
People that coming back to another workshop online or coming back to physically being at camp saying, oh my gosh, you have no idea the difference that was made last year when I was in this group or I attended these meditations. I didn't know I could feel like that. I didn't know that was possible. To give them that hope to go home with, to recognize they might not be able to replicate it right away, but they can trust again that that was there, profound.
We do get days of terrible sadness and loss and grief, and then at the same time you're feeling joy and happiness and seeing that it is going to change, and that balance of how much you get of each is going to slowly shift until you actually have more joy and happiness and bits of sorrow.
One thing I love about Lumara is that they are open to thinking about things creatively and thinking outside the box to reach as many different people as possible.
We see the courage in the people who say, you know, I'm opening myself, I'm trusting you to serve and to be with my family. We honor that courage is a part of what's all around us and our participants. And we see it and we hear it and we're inspired by it. Part of integrity is that we're always striving to be true to our values, but also that we're working hard to always grow and learn and not to be afraid of conflict.
I take away the feeling of community and a sense of being courageous in our vulnerability. The collectively we can be in that space and feel heartbroken and compassionate with each other, and I can take that home. It's like, oh, it really shared something special and gave me another layer to my fabric.
Beauty rests in nature, but also rests in the arts, and it's in music, and it's in many, many things. We have the earth, we have the sky, we have the water, we have the air, and all of those are going to help us to hold the space. Play gives us the gift of automatically creating different worlds, different possibilities. Anything, imagination, creativity, all of that exists in this continuum of play. We can use it in a very light way, just for fun and release and all of those things that happen, but we can also use it in a very intentional way, which is when we move then into more of the music therapy and the art therapy processes or play therapy, where we're trying to use play as a way of gaining insight into what a child is thinking and feeling. And so you'll see that different people are drawn into art as a medium of expression. It's a way of making visible what's invisible. In that process, again, you have another possibility for transformation.
Especially when you've lost something and you're grieving, it can feel like a lot of beauty has been lost from your life. So when you come into a space that's so full of beauty and you have people who can help you support creating that beauty again, and start to see it in your life, it can be really healing. When you ask people about Lumara or Camp Carey, 9 times out of 10 they will always use the word family somewhere in there. And it's because it creates a space where people actually feel like they're part of something, and that they genuinely belong, and that they don't have to compartmentalize themselves. They don't have to put their pain away in order to be accepted.
Whether we're running one of our community choir programs, our adult grief groups, our teen adventure program, our expressive arts therapies workshops, any of those things, is that we're always trying to open up that circle so that people draw the circle bigger, make the support broader. The connections that the youth make through these retreats is, again, critical to their sense of not being alone.
The most powerful thing is to be able to relate to somebody who has an understanding of your type of loss and share that. And beyond that, the community, it seems like magic that it's just so inclusive and so open and emotionally safe.
What I love about Lumara is that we have this common goal to help those who are grieving.
Whether that's teens looking up to other teens, kids growing up around really strong teen role models, or parents knowing that they're not alone. Lumara has just created this wealth of support through education, community programming, through camps, and through workshops and wellness that doesn't really exist anywhere else.